Okay, welcome back to PUPL, everyone. Uh, I actually that actually wasn't a planned intro. I just kind of fucked that up. But yeah, that
This is
spoilers.
PUPL. It's starting right now.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. PUPL. Hjad can't make it because he has exams. So for once, we're actually breaking up the duo. I think this is the first time in our. This is what like episode 50, I think, and this is the first time it's not both of us. But yeah, instead I have Dibs and Akir with me. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, we're just gonna have a little chat about PUPL and what's up, PUPL. I already said that. Come on, get with the program. Can you guys hear shit in my background? Normally,
Yes.
yeah, normally I try to record in a very quiet place, but a bunch of people came around. They're being like extremely loud and just laughing all the time, and like I can't do anything about it. It's supposed to be a quiet space, so like hopefully that doesn't mess with the podcast too much. Um,
Sorry.
But yeah, we haven't recorded for 2 weeks because we did that little extra Lilligan thing, and this is before the suspect happened, so we won't get to talk about that or before the results. Um, but we have the biggest PU team tournament of the year until we actually end up getting to Snake. But PUPL, it's a big deal. Um, what how looking forward to this are you guys? Because I know both of you. Akir, you normally host Dibs. You're in like your semi-quit state, but what are you really looking forward to this PUPL? Even as someone who like might not be like starting every week or anything. I guess what gets you excited about PUPL? I can't talk right now. I'm really tired.
um, I'm looking forward to this year because obviously we're anticipating to be like in more tournaments and stuff. I'm looking at the signups just to see like how much tour player interest we get because I think that would be like usually we do get quite a lot, but I'm hoping that we get to see like more names, especially with the 5 Sun and Moon slots because we're in Slam, aren't we? So
Yeah, we're in Slam for sure. Snake possibly, but I won't. Like I will not say that that's guaranteed. Um, so yeah,
Same way.
I definitely agree with that. In that it's actually been like a hot second since the last like PUPL exhibition. You didn't see a lot of random users getting to join that, and the tier has changed drastically since then. We've gone through, I think, 2 tier leaders, maybe 3 tier leaders since then. A bunch of changes to just the general player base. So I think that's the biggest thing. And for the record, right now, you always see this every year, every team tour. Sign up. Even if you don't think you're going to get drafted, there is no downside to signing up and trying to get drafted, right? Unless you're like, oh my god, I can't waste a single post. If my post count is higher than it should be at any point in time, then I'm just going to quit Smoke On. You should just sign up. That's even before you try to drop replays or try out with managers, try to get drafted, but just do it. PUPL is a fun time, and if you get lucky and get in on it, or if you're skilled enough to get in on it, absolutely worth doing. Uh, Akir, did you have a thing, or was it the same as Dibs' thing?
No, it's just my microphone has a 1 second lag, so I'm trying not to talk over people.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
It happens. But I'm excited to hopefully get drafted this
I
because
think
that'll be fun. Because I've never actually been in
okay. I need to crank you up because the people out here are just the worst. I hate being at college, except for the parts where it doesn't suck. Anyway, yeah, you're looking forward to being drafted. You said.
Yeah, I've never actually. I have only ever played one PL game, and that was last year's PSPL, which I won. So I have a 100% win rate. I should add that to my sign up.
yeah, but what did you play though?
It was OU. I didn't have a particularly good opponent. He kept making the same mistake over and over, so I just banked on that. Won. GG's. Real simple, not the point. Point is, I'm just excited to see what kind of builds people come up with. I've always been a team builder fanatic, more or less, so I'm excited to see what new SM tech's going on. Can't wait to see how people are going to deal with Stoutland this year. There's a new black-white, and DPP is, well, it's always...
You kind of cut out again. Seems like after you talk for a little bit, kind of just drops.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
But yeah, like you said, this is the first time that you're getting to sign up because you have you hosted the last 3 or just 2 PUPLs? I don't remember.
The last 3, yeah.
The last 3, yeah. This is PUPL 5. You hosted 2, 3, and 4, and then PUPL 1 would have been, I think, Whited Mist.
Nope. I signed up, was not drafted because I was in a...
How the tables have turned.
Yeah, the cutouts keep happening. You got through. I signed up and did not get drafted, and then
yeah, because I was a nobody.
Well, that was way back when. Like I said, literally like hosted by Whited Mist. I'm pretty sure anyway. But that's how you know it's forever ago. I think a lot of our listeners will have no idea who that is. That was actually the 3rd PU tier leader or 2nd.
Yeah.
Depending on,
I do not know them.
I think it was 2nd. No. I think it was Cherub Agent and Whited Mist. Unless it was Cherub and Dell and then Whited Mist. Not that it matters. Point is, yeah, forever ago. But this time you're not managing, you're not hosting. You're just too busy to do that. I'm taking over hosting, so I'm not managing, which means that there's already like some manager shifts. Add to that Galbia is not doing it either, having like quit since the last PUPL, and there's definitely a big shift in who's actually running teams here. The 6 chosen managers are hjad, Tone, TJ, Manny, Robert Alphonse, and Eva Guerrero. And it's pretty interesting because this is like a pretty different roster, but actually only TJ has not managed before. Tone and Manny didn't manage last year's PUPL 4, but they did manage PUPL 3. So there's a bit of a jump there.
Tone snubbed himself out by missing sign-ups like by 30 minutes, didn't he?
5.
Oh.
Did he just forgot to?
Yeah, he was going to wait until last sec, then go in, but it just sort of blew up in his face.
Why? What's the point of waiting till? I never even knew this, dude. What's the point?
I was mad.
That's so silly. Like there's no benefit until waiting. That doesn't do anything for you.
Like between me cutting off manager signups and putting up player signups, that's when he posted.
Oh my god, that's so stupid. I like legit because it just doesn't get you anything. There's no benefit to signing up later.
Yeah, but the main reason I was mad is because I wanted him to manage, and now here he is.
Yeah. Yeah, instead last year we got Gen Z on who quit halfway through. And I think Tone definitely would have managed over him. Damn, that really sucks. Actually, I'm looking at last year's managers. I didn't even realize Galbia didn't manage last year. It's Hond had the Italian team, and Hond didn't come back to manage because he's kind of like quit PS since then, stepped down from Global Mod, stuff like that.
Yeah, lots of changes.
But are there any managers who? What team do you think is going to be the team to beat? I know there's like no players or anything to go off yet. But like, where do you see this pool of managers going? This isn't like a huge part of the discussion, but I'm just interested to see like what you think of who we got so far.
Well, the Dedenis have not had a bad season yet. So
but he's always going to finish at best second. That's just the curse of hjad.
That might easily be the case, but there's still going to be a top run gunning for second.
Yeah, hjad's been a consistently strong manager. Not so much in this last exhibition though, where he and I did not do terribly well. Although we definitely could have had a bit of a luckier run. I agree. hjad's definitely a top contender. Robert Alphonse also. coming back to manage after winning last year, although with a new team name. So maybe like all the power was in Boku no Pika. Actually, this is a very silly question because I think we know, like, there's not a lot to say about it. What do you guys think of the team names, though?
I like them. I sort of like the whole city plus mon format. It's
We only
cliche a bit.
we only
but I
have
like
two
it.
city plus mons though out of 6 teams, only a third of them.
Yeah, and I like those.
Yeah, they're the best names.
Really, you're not a fan of like the destructive Dedens?
Yeah,
Um,
those are fine. Like, I'm not saying they're bad. All I'm saying, Olivine Artilleries are better.
Yeah, that is a good name. What
Okay,
happened to the Life Orb Sheer Force Liquidation Kinglers there?
I told Manny that name was really annoying and stupid and not a funny meme, so he changed it to the Kind-Hearted Kinglers, which I think is definitely our weakest name, but it's fine. Like there's nothing wrong with it. Whereas that's just like a meme that was just going to get very long and repetitive, like immediately.
As a host, I would have gotten really pissed off typing that out every.
Yeah, we've had there have been good meme names before, in all kinds of Premier Leagues, but that would have just been not fun to deal with. I just told him we're not doing this.
Kind-hearted ain't bad though. Like, I can't think of any other K something to put in its place.
That's actually a good question. I'm going to look up adjectives starting with K. Adjectives starting with...
This is like Robert's
This-
most toned down name, considering he had.
Yeah, there's Boku no Pika. He asked for the Cum Guzzlords. This is not a PG. I think I can say Cum Guzzlords. Let's see. I'm seeing the Kafka-esque Kinglers. I'd totally manage the Kafka-esque Kinglers. That's great. There's the Keen Kinglers.
King Kinglers would have been decent.
Oh, King Kinglers? No, that sounds terrible. I said Keen.
Oh, Keen.
Yeah, King Kinglers doesn't do it for me at all. There's the Kabbalistic Kinglers. Let's see, the Knackered Kinglers. Now, that's more of a Brit team.
This is a good argument to keep kind-hearted, to be honest.
Yeah, there's not a lot of K here.
It'll be the KHK.
There's the Kooky Kinglers. That's about it for decent adjectives with K. And these are the ones I bothered mentioning. The Kitschy Kinglers. Oh no. Okay.
I will go ahead and say that I think Robert is a PU staple when it comes to managers at this point. Like, I threw him in initially as sort of like the wild card, but now the wild card is TJ.
Yeah, he's the only new manager, and it's weird to say that TJ's the wild card because he's been playing PU for quite a long time.
PU's like TJ's been around for forever, and he's got excellence, but I've never seen him manage.
No, he's I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he was on my team last year. I definitely think he'll be a fine manager. The managers need to be able to encourage their team, get them running and building and really invested. And while I think TJ can confidently have a perfectly solid draft, I think he can adapt to the draft format. That ability of like being able to motivate your team and everything, that's really where he's going to have to step up. And I think almost similar for Manny. I know Manny also managed 2 years ago, but the Half-Blood Prinplups, which for those of you not in the know was the name of his team, the Half-Blood Prinplups, that was a very weird team to be on. He drafted me. I didn't want to manage that year. And it was not a good team. It was like a hard last place finisher. So he has a lot more experience since then. He's played in multiple PUPLs. He played in this last exhibition, stuff like that. So I think he'll do much better. But I think those two are the ones who are like maybe a little questionable. I think Tone definitely shouldn't have a problem with that, but he's kind of got the opposite thing of his last draft was the one of the 18 players.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But even
it was
so,
it was
that
the
was-
it was the army before there was the army.
The original army.
Yeah, yeah,
like, even so, that was a while ago. We've all grown.
yeah. I don't expect that to happen again, just because I really don't think it can look like a decent strat at this point. I think it's pretty clear that if you just wait and only draft like as many players for the minimum price as possible, and only get the players that like other managers didn't want to spend more money on, I don't think that's gonna be a good look. Like at least in exhibition, there were enough people spread throughout the different metas that it looked like a somewhat reasonable strat to try. But here, you need 5 starters for just for Sun and Moon, and also there's somewhat limited black white DPP or S pools. And if you're just buying the ones that none of the other managers went for, I don't think that's going to turn out well. So
Oh, that reminds me. General Annoyance would be a good pick for DPP building. Pair him with a Tor player, that'll get good results.
why? I mean, why just building? He started last PPL.
Yeah, he can do that, but he's also been out of the loop for half a year. I
No,
don't
that's
know how
yeah, that's fair.
But he's an excellent builder in that form.
hmm Speaking of format, so we have 5 Sun and Moon starting slots, and then 1 each for our main old gens of ORAS, Black White, DPP. I know it was a bit of a contentious selection process. Some people didn't want Black White. Some people wanted 2 ORAS instead of having 5/8 of the tour be Sun and Moon. As the person who basically the decision ultimately came down to, although I did talk with you a lot about it, Akir, I think this format is definitely best. I don't think there's enough to justify multiple ORAS. ORAS looks good, and I think there are a lot of people who can be very strong in ORAS. You have, the main people that come back specifically for ORAS, like Pearl probably will, False, maybe Shane Ghoul, a couple other people. But I think if we extend it to a second slot, just look at the people who played ORAS last year, and you get players like Mysterious M, Shane Ghoul, Rodri Blutar, who can. Well, Rodri might play ORAS again anyway because he owned the field, but they can totally play Sun and Moon. There's really no reason. I don't think there's enough people dedicated specifically to ORAS, so I did want to throw that opinion out again because I know that some people didn't really get why I wanted to cut an ORAS. I did post the reasoning in player signups as well, but I thought that was important to just go over.
I feel like if there was 2 Aura slots, there would definitely just be recycling tools.
Yeah, I agree as well.
Undoubtedly. Even with 1 slot, people are probably still going to do it, but at least it's sort of harder to do because you have less split focus.
Mm-hmm.
The way I saw it was stretching out the player base meant a more competitive slot, or not stretching out the player base.
Yeah.
I don't follow. What do you mean by stretching out the player base? Just to be clear.
I misspoke, but basically, if there were 2 slots, then you'd have to get a lot more players. But now that there's only 1, you can just get the best one.
Yeah, that's true. Because if you, as someone who's managed before, if you had me draft 1 ORAS player, I know who I'd be looking for the top of the list. If I had to pick 2, the second person would probably just be a generally good player, probably someone who's a little older in the community, who totally could go into Sun and Moon, but would end up just needing to play ORAS. Last year, I do remember specifically having a bit of an issue getting 2 ORAS players because after our 1 ORAS player, no one really, SM was the focus, and it still should be the focus. So this is fine. Or there is also the point of old gens dominating the lineup, but Yeah. Or I'm sorry, current gen dominating the lineup over old gens. Over half of it is current gen. You can win off of Sun and Moon alone. I think that's fine. Sun and Moon is our premier thing. This is also our first year getting into official tournaments again. So more Sun and Moon is good. And next year we'll probably be back to an even split because we'll have we'll want to include Sun and Moon PU, which will be an old gen. So we'll have Sun, Moon, Black, White, or Ass DPP, and then probably 4 starting slots of Swish PU. Yeah.
I think it's a bit of a bummer that. Well, I know a lot of people are very against it, but I did like the idea of the best of 3. I understand why it wasn't chosen though.
Best of 3 just
someone willing to play all 3
Best of 3 doesn't work. Black White was already like a questionable inclusion. We don't exactly know how the meta will shape up, and you don't want like that to mess with your best of 3 slot. And pretty much everyone who plays best of 3, who want to play best of 3, those players are like there's not much crossover between who plays Oras and Sun and Moon and who plays DPP. DPP is kind of its own separate player base, which is totally fine. That's good, but like it doesn't really make sense to put a best of 3 slot there. I don't see how that would work.
No, like you said, the player base is too split on it.
So I guess if we want to shift on to another topic of PUPL, since Sun and Moon is a full 5 slots, what players are you looking forward to in Sun and Moon PU? And then we can go down the other tiers as well, but especially like the PU player base looks just extremely interesting this tournament. I want to know like what picks you guys have, because I certainly have several thoughts about this.
There's like wait. Sorry. There's 2 main people who I want to see how much they go for, because I think they've been doing really well recently. Who are Shane and Chloe. Chloe being one of the few people actually able to beat K-Tut recently, and then Shane just having a really good showing, just like in tours in general recently. Because I think Shane's been bought previously, but I feel like this will be like the first year where he might be like super expensive. And I want to see how.
I think he definitely will be.
I want to see how people bid on Chloe. See if people are hyped about her beating Keita.
Yeah, so actually I should have pulled up this sheet before, but let me see. The PUPL records. I'm sure I can find this pretty quickly. PUPL overall records. And I'm pretty sure Shane is like extremely high on this. Yeah, okay. He's 10-7 across PUPLs. But last PUPL 4, he went a very solid 4-1. So that's pretty nice. And since then, he placed second in the last seasonal. He made ladder tour, and he made also like the council slot. Definitely looks pretty good. So yeah, it's definitely a solid up for him. And Chloe is actually pretty new to PU. This would be her first PUPL getting drafted, but I agree that like just beat K-Tut in ladder tour, and in seasonal like brought it to a very close game 3 where she had to get like hacks to lose the set. So like close to like a double win over K-Tut, extremely strong. No one else has done that recently.
The K-Tut Slayer.
Mm-hmm. Akir?
I am thumbing through the list right now.
The list of what list?
Of what we've got signed up so far. Like it's currently.
I don't think many people have signed up. I'm looking at like overall PUPL records and our circuit standings. I think you might find more people there.
Oh yeah, but like the people that are confirmed signed up. Like we still have a few good ones. There is like Specs, Yogi, Toy Time King, J Mash.
So you're more interested in like the fringe players?
A little bit, just because I'm always excited to see something new.
Mm-hmm.
Tasker joined in again, which is good. I'm glad to see him.
Yeah, I'm glad he managed to come back. after just like being a little busy, needing to step down, making time to come back for PUPL. Definitely looking forward to him.
Didn't he have quite a shaky exhibition?
He had a pretty poor exhibition. I think he went like 3-4 or something. But in PUPL 3, he went 4-2. PUPL 4, he went 4-1. So he has some pretty strong records there. And like he's still good. He struggled in the last team tour. But he's definitely someone to look out for.
Exhibition's a very different dynamic to PUPL anyway.
Also,
I feel like he's a lot more comfortable in PUPL.
I don't think he had much building support in exhibition. That's something I would definitely have to look back at. What I just do.
Also, it's probably worth mentioning because hjad didn't get a manager slot. He's going to be a lot.
Yeah, I can see him going for.
In fact, I should really check something very quick.
Like, if he got manager, he could have just bought himself to get 10k, but it's gonna be like 25 or something.
Yeah.
His records recently are insane.
I'm not sure about 25, strictly because that's a... Also, I don't think the budgets are public knowledge yet.
No, but the budgets are going to be the same as they always are. For what it's worth, I think 25 is still manageable for a player. I think what we've seen in the past is that PUPLs have never had amazing drafts. I think people should be more willing to spend a lot of money on those few players that they want, because in the end, almost always people are left with a lot of money. And I think Galbia, when he won like 2 PUPLs in a row, I think, or did very well in 2, he was the manager willing to just like spend a lot and not just kind of mess around and be like, oh, it's too expensive. You have a lot to work with. And that's one thing I've learned from like managing several tours over the past few years. I don't think 25k for a single player would be that bad, especially when hjad is such a prolific builder that he could definitely be solid support for like all your slots. Because keep in mind, 5 SM slots, that's pretty big. Also on the Tasker thing, real quick. So I did look back. So Tasker did not have SM building support that much. The other PU players on his team were Rexus and JMash, and this was like when Rexus was just getting into PU. So compare that to PUPL, and I think he'll have a much easier time of it.
Tasker's typically one of those people who can be like self-sufficient, but building support always helps because but you get like halfway through the tour, you start running out of ideas. That's why I'm glad that there's only 6 teams, because if there was 8, that would be a long tournament, lots and lots of Sun and Moon teams.
Sorry for typing, but TJ tried to link his Discord for tryouts, and it's just the link to Discord, not his server. I'm laughing at you right now. Get called out, TJ. As for me and who I'm looking forward to, hjad's a big one. It was like where he's going to go, and I think the other part of the Victory Road Elites lineup, Ziri, I think is definitely an interesting case, who's been kind of all over the place in terms of PU tournaments recently. Came out like really strong, then maybe fell off a little bit, then came back really strong in exhibition, and then let me see, in ladder tour I think they got knocked out. I don't quite recall. Either way, I think this would be like a big tour to kind of cement them. Maybe I'm wrong and they haven't done much to be like a little shaky and wishy-washy, but I feel like if this PUPL goes poorly, then that could be like a bit of an issue for them, although I don't think it will. Rexus is another name who's like new to PU but shot up pretty hard with some solid results that I would really like to see pull off some stuff. I know this is someone I've derided maybe a little bit in the past, but I think Lockjaw is a fun person to look at, as like they always bring the weird stuff, and part of the reason I'm talking about them is that like Pills just got permabanned from Smogon, and he would have been decently big name, as he just won the PU Seeded Tour. Now that he can't play, I would assume that he would still probably end up helping Lockjaw as like Brazilian friends. So that's also something that made me think like Lockjaw probably just went up in value if you get a free pills helping your team, which not guaranteed. I don't know them close enough or well enough, but that definitely seems implied to me. And I had one more name. Okay. Oh yeah, there was also the couple of people. I think it was Yedla and Youngster Bill and SOT, and all three of them did well in like the last seasonal and made ladder tour, and all three of them also looked quite bad and lucky. And it's like, are these showings going to get them into PUPL? And if they are, like, are they going to be able to turn up? Because I think that's definitely interesting for them. I think at least Yedla will probably get drafted just by the last season, and I know Eva Guerrero is pretty high on them, and they've played in other PLs as well, like RUPL. So I think it'd be interesting to see what happens from them, because like we know, okay, like your Hjads are going to be good, your Robert Alphons, even probably your Taskers and Sam Iams, but those are kind of players who aren't as guaranteed, but I think are going to make the showing. The PU top. I was just gonna say the PU top player base is in like a very weird situation. With some people like Tasker and Teddy quitting a little bit. I'm not playing here. Some more people are managing. So I think we're gonna need to see a lot from those like players who haven't had like those huge breakouts yet, and also just tournament players coming in to just see if they can, run all over the low tier kids, like your TDKs and your Shakes and your Kushel. Well, no, Kushelis played a lot of PU, but people like that, Likens, Rodri, they've come down for other PUPLs, and it's just like, how well are those dudes gonna do?
Honestly, with 5 slots, you can probably afford to go with like less than top tier 2. So the 5 slots gives them more.
You got the cutout again? I don't know what keeps happening. It's like you get halfway through the thing, and then your sentence just dies. It's just lag?
Yeah, it's just lag.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, but I was saying, like, with 5 slots, newer players have a slightly bigger chance.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not... They've got some hope. They've got the opportunity to prove themselves, so that's always nice.
Yeah, like I said, absolutely sign up. And we can also definitely make more predictions as PUPL gets closer and we actually see who gets drafted. Dibs, you had something to say before I kind of cut you off or something?
I forgot. So it couldn't have been important.
Nice. Good. Okay. No, this is Untier talk, baby. We don't care.
Yeah, I actually can't remember.
Ooh, I wonder if... Let me check. I keep going, let me check something. And then it's like, you're just sitting here because it's a podcast.
Dibs, what do you think of the...
Do you know, did Fuga get unbanned or something? I could have sworn...
Not that I've seen.
No? I don't remember. But as like the best PUPL record overall, I could have sworn he got unbanned. Because he was definitely banned for last PUPL. Who knows? He's probably not coming back, but if he does, that'd be cool. Speaking of which, old gens, especially Akir, what are you guys looking forward to? I mean, no offense, Dibs, but Akir is like the old gen dude.
Yeah, it's like that.
What are you looking forward to? Who do you want to see? Any of that?
Obviously, I'm excited to see the fruits of my for Black White 2.
The fruits of your labor? We'll cut out.
Yeah, for Black White 2.
I mean, what about
I
it?
think it's you because I keep on hearing it. But...
Maybe, but either way, more Gen 5 is something that I'm excited for. In particular, we've got a lot of like old school and people who are willing to learn it too. And like it's it's a much better metagame. So I'm looking forward to seeing the fruits of seeing if people like it, seeing how the metagame fleshes itself out. Like, there's a lot of new ground to cover, and I want to see. As for players, like, there's, of course, like, Zugaboo and such, and a lot of people are signing up for it. Passion signed up for it. I'm actually tutoring Jokered on it now.
Zugaboo and Passion signed up for Black White, or are we into DPP now?
No, this is Black White.
Huh.
Like, I'm thumbing through it now.
Interesting. Yeah, I need to talk to who was it? I think it was P Squared about getting a sign-up sheet made, so this is easier to look through. I didn't even realize Zugaboo played any Black White.
Yeah, he did a little bit. Rasiri also joined for that.
Ooh, Raspberry's actually pretty interesting because he's been quite a long-term Black White NU player. So I would be interested to see if people pick him up and what he gets up to.
He also signed up for DPP, so that's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
As for Oros, there's a lot of interesting faces that I wouldn't have pegged for it, signing up for it.
Such as?
Well, people I've just never seen before. Like,
a lot of people.
Yeah, it's just people that I haven't.
Reasoning for not picking me up as a manager, please? You don't like people who stand on your way, MZ. Maybe I haven't played PU enough, learned enough, and won enough tours. Managing was the last thing I wanted to do to contribute to PU, but it seems like you're totally hopeless. Good luck, everyone. My time in the ruled by Mega Nerd PU is over. So maybe Katut won't be signing up. We got live drama here for you. Honestly, the reason I didn't choose Katut is that he has no team tour experience. He played Exhibition, and that's it. Like, that's literally it. He's never been in a PUPL before. Excuse me. He doesn't have old gen experience. He just recently kind of dropped from council on no notice, and I think our other managers have more experience. I think if he played this year and then tried to manage next year, yeah, fucking absolutely, sure. But I don't know.
The thing is even though he's been very successful, he's still pretty fresh on the scene. Like, considering that this year the wildcard slot is TJ, TJ's been here forever.
Yeah, and I know this is a more standard year than we necessarily always have, but this is a big PUPL, and I really didn't want to go with a manager who has as little experience as K-Tut, and even as good as K-Tut has been in PU, I still don't think that he has the length of time in the player base and the community as the other managers. Just in case anyone listening to this is on his side and think I'm destructive mega nerd who doesn't like anyone standing on my way. On my way? And he's French, whatever. Anyway, we can. I'm not even gonna respond yet. I'll write a response later. But yeah, live drama and all that.
What's interesting, on and off topic, Finch did not sign up for Black White.
Yeah, I mean, who can blame it? He just had a bad experience with Black White last time.
He did. I was talking to Honko earlier for getting a team validator for it, and basically everything. Really cool idea. Hopefully that happened.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think we're going to see the same issue. There's very few actual illegalities, and that one specific case really hurt. But now that people have seen it, I'm not I don't think that that's going to be a huge problem again. Plus, now that we have what's the word? When you have the scenario that's already happened. I'm really bad. I'm just tired, dude. Now that we have a precedent for it, it's also just not going to be as contentious is the thing.
I've put a lot of work into getting rid of people's excuses. Now you can just click them on in the new view and get a set.
Yeah, the VR set is also going to be nice for just encouraging more people to play. Let's see. So yeah, I only clicked and saw the Ketut thing because I was looking at the thread to see like who was surprising to like play old gens. So yeah, Passion signed up for just old gens. You got Pearl and Oras, which is not surprising, but it's definitely exciting to see like the Oras people come back. Who else? Because I think you kind of know who's going to be in SM when people are in old gens, which is like the smaller bit. That's definitely more of like a interesting surprise and all that. Yeah, you got Razori, Triangles, and ADVOU. He's only signing up for hjad anyway. Like no one else is gonna buy him, so that's fair. Ooh. Yeah, you're right. Okay, Zugaboo and Oras and Black White. I don't know. Yeah, signups only went up an hour ago. By the way, guys, so there's not like necessarily a ton to talk about. But it's the story.
Oh, sorry. You said about Lockjaw earlier, how he always brings like wild stuff. I was hoping that he was going to sign up for Oras because, from my point of view, Oras can very easily get kind of stale in building, and having someone like that in Oras would have been really fun to watch.
Yeah, Lockjaw.
He used to play it as well.
Yeah, no, he was definitely around during Oras. I'm just looking. He actually hasn't played in a PUPL in the past. But I know he did play plenty of Oras, so you're right, that would have been pretty interesting. So I think we're pretty much running into the bottom of the barrels as far as topics go. And yeah, it's been a good 40 minutes, so that's completely fair considering how recent all this went up. Do you guys have any final thoughts about PUPL that for whatever reason we didn't get to and you wanted to cover?
I'm glad that Black 2 wasn't completely axed because I know that was on the table. If it was, that would have just been like a spit in the face of Akir, so I'm glad that didn't happen.
I think that's the weakest reason, to be fair. Like, if it's not there, then it won't happen. Period.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. No offense, Akir, you're my co-PUTL. I have a lot of respect for you, but if not putting in Black White was the right move, then I would have done it, regardless of the work, because it would have been good for PU to not put it in. But
same.
It was good for PU to put in. I think. So it's back. End of story.
The meta game's good. It's interesting, and I can't wait to see more of it.
Yeah, I did like the replay dump that you just put up to say, like, hey, here's some stuff people are doing. Do you think that we're going to see some completely random thing pull out a 6-0 week 1, and then people are going to start complaining, like, oh, God, this is the next broken thing?
People do that anyway. But that being said, there are a lot of things to be interested in Black White. Like a lot of untouched tech. I've got a balanced team that decks people, and it's got Imoga on it.
Imoga, of all things. All right, then. Yeah, I know.
It's a fast U-turn with Encore and Roost.
Jump off with recovery. Okay, I can see it. Yeah,
exactly.
There's a lot of things I'm looking forward to that I'd want to try in Black White. But I'm managing, so you know what? I don't get to share my ideas. Well, maybe I will.
Rank mons are the ones to look out.
I might help random people, but probably not. This is my break from PU. No ladder tour, no PUPL. I'll run back into open head first. Right into the brick wall and just go out round 1. I don't know where that metaphor went. I think we've pretty much run out the clock on the PUPL, like I said. So, guys, thanks for showing up to talk. Yeah, is there anything? There's nothing you want to plug. I don't know. That's what most podcasts do, and I still try to be like halfway decent. But yeah, it's PU podcast.
Shout out to hjad. Stay second. Good luck though. LOL.
If he drafts you, do you still want him to stay second?
That's if I sign up. Ooh.
Ooh, spooky. Akir, what manager do you not want to get drafted by? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Who do you hate in the team?
Yeah. Who's your least favorite person? No, we're not going to make you answer that. Don't worry. With that, I think another Untier Talk draws to a close. Again, thanks for showing up. Next week, we'll probably be back with hjad. We'll be back with Lilligant suspect results. We'll be back with mild PUPL talk, and we'll be back with a whole bunch of ladder tour analysis. If that is what gets you going, gets you excited, if you really look forward to those tour analysis podcasts, and you can look forward to that. But thanks for listening to another one of these complete messes.
We love a good
what?
A good mess.